Welcome back, viewers. We've now been joined by Dr. Suleiman Abdullahi, who's a public affairs analyst, to help us analyze on most of the headlines we've just read out to you. You're welcome once again to the studio this morning.
It's a pleasure meeting you this morning.
Good morning.
Morning
and
to you.
Should I say, how do I greet during Ramadan season?
Ramadan Kareem.
Ramadan Kareem.
Yeah, same to you very much.
It's so good to have you once again in the studio.
Thank you very much.
All right, viewers, be informed that our phone lines are now open for you to call in and join the conversation as we press on together. All right, there are various headlines on the papers today, but there's this one that baffled me the most, and I feel like we should really touch on it first. It says on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, it says teacher shortage in primary schools hits 194,876. So let's just approximate it to 195,000. That's coming from UBEC, the Universal Basic Education Scheme. So now, talking about this kind of situation, Nigerians are clamoring for the fact that some persons are saying no jobs, and we're also looking at a situation where we can have a better education standard. And they say most of the primary schools and secondary schools in rural areas have nothing more than 2 to 3 teachers. How do you react to this?
You see, let me tell you, the shortfall we have in teachers in primary school didn't start today. It started when people start to look for green collar, white collar jobs and green pasture, where to live, and extravagant life, and think they have to leave the village to the urban city to look for a cooler, white collar job. And this is not the case. You see, somebody will really have to pay for it. Today we are looking at the statistics from UBEC, Universal Basic Education. The issue is that, is it that we don't have graduates from all the federal institution, education, federal college of education across the country? Every day we are having graduates from those institutions. We are having people that are reading, B.Ed education, B.Ed in Islamic study, English. All of them are coming out from various institutions. Then why are they not taking appointment to teach? In the primary school. In those days, you look at degree holders teaching in primary school as a teacher. So the problem now here that, look, we need to look at what is actually the problem. Is it that, look, people don't want to teach? Is it that, look, the environment even for you to teach as a graduate is not conducive enough? Before, look, sometimes you like somebody's relation friend to come and visit you where you are working, and if the place is not comfortable for you and it's not attractive, you invite people and friends to come and see where you are working. You feel you not feel part of the system. So in that case, indirectly people have to change their way of life, because everybody want to move from good to better. So from what? Great to greatness. So what we are saying here is that, look, in such situation, if you look at that statistic, it's really alarming, and that will tell you that, look, in the next 10 years, it will be worse than this. You need to increase the minimum wage of primary school teachers to attract those that are feeling that, look, we have to get appointment in federal government agencies before we could live a better life. And you have to guarantee the pension of these teachers. After retirement age, how do they survive? You see, teacher, you have taught a child in the last 20 years, 25 years, by the time you park by the roadside and come to greet you, say, who is this? You give me, you are my teacher, and so years. What? And you are still battling with 150 naira slippers along, on the street. You not feel happy. This is a boy I taught last 25 years. And look at him and look at where I am. So what's the problem? That is number one. Number two, whatever the society give you, you should try to give society back. Mm-hmm. Here is a look. We have people that have really benefited from what? From these institutions. Whoever we are today, these people, these teachers, these institutions make us great. The great speaker, no matter how eloquent we are, is a teacher that trains you how to speak, how to read, how to learn, how to be who we are. A scientist, a doctor. Let's go back to these teachers once in a while and put smiles to their faces. Add some value to their life. Oh, I came to you. Who is this teacher still alive? After 30 years, go back home. Your primary teacher, go out with some packages, meet him. You don't understand now. Oh, I'm very grateful. You are my teacher in the primary school after 30 years. I came to visit you. Even if he cannot recognize you, but you have encouraged others to go on that path. And this is what we are thinking. That's another aspect of it. Then when it comes to pension and payment of pension gratuity, the teacher should be considered first. Let me tell you. There are three three cycle of three institutions that make every individual count in the society, or that shaping the society. One, academic institution. For you to be a lawyer, a doctor, you must pass through the academic institution.
Absolutely.
Two, the judicial institution. They read the law, interpret the law, and tells you if you are guilty or not guilty. The third one is what? Is the media. These people shaping the society. They test you if you are going to, if a nation is going to be responsible or not responsible nation is within this three cycle, three institution. The education institution, primary, secondary, and university institution. Then we are talking about the judiciary institution and the media, because they watch and shaping the society and tells you they are the watchdog of the society. They tell you if you are right or not right, if you are correct or not correct, if you are corrupt or not corrupt. So this is why the issue today we are throwing, the issue we are discussing is being projected by the media. If not the media, we wouldn't have known. And we are looking at it critically. So if you look at it, this the first aspect of this institution that shaping the society is what? Is the institution. And started with what? With the primary school. So the primary school have to be given attention. And let me tell you, most of the developed nations are, look, if you want to develop Nigeria, you have to go back to the primary school and start with the primary school. You have to furnish those primary school. You have to encourage the teachers. You have to pay them well. You have to guarantee their future. And you must have a lot of packages, health packages for them, and insurance benefit for them. Then it will make them stand firmly on what? On their foot to teach children and make sure these children learn what they are supposed to learn. And the curriculum for them, look, and we have a lot of issues. If you look at the curriculum today, I'm telling you, we have choked our curriculum with a lot of nonsense, information that are not necessary for our information. Everybody we told you should be in the primary school, secondary school. We choke our curriculum with all unnecessary information, that children will not be able to cover. You see, a primary one school children will be given a lot of assignment homework about close to 2, 3, 5 pages, and you're able to cover it. In those days, your assignment, the teacher will just give you 5 assignment under English, math. You go home with it. You struggle with it from 1 to 5. If you pass, even your father is not educated. He'll be able to read the counsel, the counsel and the good. He'll be able to do the calculation himself. But today, a lot of assignment will be done by parent, by their guidance. And that's not the right thing. Even the teacher don't even understand the assignment they are giving the children. It's a serious issue. So the problem here is that, look, the government have to come. If you want to restructure this country, I'm telling you, we have to start number one from the primary school to the secondary school to the university. Then this is the engine room that produce every product we have today in Nigeria. Leadership. You are talking at any form of leadership, any form of technocrat, any form of individual or businessman you are talking to in Nigeria. So what are we saying of politicians? They come from all these institutions, from primary to secondary to university. So the problem is we have to reform this institution, particularly at primary school. So the governors must be up and doing. So the local government must have their autonomy for them to be able to hold this primary school and furnish them and guarantee what? The quality of education in the primary school at the local government, at this grassroots.
Okay, I like the fact that you mentioned the governments, the state government, the local government. Now, talking about, especially when it comes to primary education, they said if you get it wrong with the primary education, you have gotten it wrong totally. So if our primary education is suffering this much, in fact, according to the report, they said some state governors have refused to recruit people. You know, you were talking about how they should make primary school teachers, or they should make teaching profession very attractive. But away from that, what about the situation of people wanting to do the job, but the avenue not being there for recruitment? Because it's only when you call for recruitment that people can apply. A lot of people do not even have jobs right now. There are lots of people that are idle. Unemployment rate is increasing, and we talk about schools that are lacking teachers. How do we balance this?
You see, that is why if you look at it before, we have the state UBEC, Universal Basic Education.
Yes. And
here, before, it is not just a political appointment, those people, individuals that head that institution. You get people from that are already advanced in their career, in a Federal College of Education from universities held in UBEC, state UBECs. But the moment they remove this autonomy from what? From the secondary, from the grassroots, from the local government, it becomes a serious problem. There are some agencies under the state government that are supposed to be monitored by what? By the local government. So the governor is too much engaged with what? with the central activities of the state. So you should allow all those primary schools to be monitored by who? By the local government chairman, and report to you through your commissioner for education. So this is number one. And number two, if you are talking of employment, now that most states are paying percentage, are not paying full salary, then how can you discuss the issue of recruitment? The one they won't have that. Look at all the palliative. So this is why I said, look, all these palliative measures is not what we need. Well, the palliative measures is, look, increase your staff strength in primary education, secondary education with 25% in the state, and pay full salary. Then give them a lot of what? A lot of bonuses. Encourage them. Then refurbish all the primary and secondary school to a particular standard in your school. And don't joke with it. You look at all those that are looking for what? For white collar job at the federal in the headquarters. We'll come back to the state, because in the state you have your family. Within your reach, you have free accommodation. So you have some people even have free feeding. You understand now? That's what I'm saying. You have a very simple life to live at the grassroots within the local government. So what is your problem in the city? So you look at some people who even prefer to go to live in their villages. So the problem is, look, let's look at it together. The governor must come together. The president have to wake up. As far as this issue is concerned, bring all the agencies concerned. The minister, this is why I said, look, I don't understand what is happening in Nigeria. The moment a minister got he sit down and just relax, and I've reading a newspaper just for funny sake.
Except for a couple of them that we've been hearing them being up and doing.
The problem there, look, as Minister of Education, this is a serious issue that need to call for conference. Call the governors, have the governors forum with the minister, you understand now. Then the SSC on education to Mr. President. Look at it. How do you resolve this problem? What do we need? Which states are more proactive as far as this issue is concerned? Then you go with the state and show example. The states that are not cooperating and don't want to benefit from what packages you have given to Mr. President, and you want to correct the issue of the gaps in the primary school teacher. Then you now discuss with Mr. President and as Minister of Education. Then you look at how to bridge the gap. Whoever state that want to get make addition and want to help out the situation, then you cooperate with the state, because the credit goes to the governor.
Absolutely.
You understand? But it is at the federal level that, look, we start to feel the impact when it is going around. So the impact have to boomerang. Every state will be part of it. We start before you hear, look, we are getting the impact of what at the federal level. So the issue now is that, look, most Nigerians are only focusing on what? On the federal government. And let me tell you, most of our problems rely on the states. The development, what touches life of individuals directly, is from the state, not from the federal government. You understand now? Absolutely. So this is why I'm saying, look, and let me tell you, and again, our legislators are not doing their legislative work as expected. They are not performing at all.
Are we going to tag them the rubber stamp?
Yeah, you see, whatever you tag them, you are 100% correct. Because issues, we have a committee on education. At the red chamber, that's the Senate chamber, we have it at the green chamber, the House of Assembly. Why these people can't come together and look at it? It's not this is a serious issue. In the look, the issue out of children, out of school children, I look at the statistics that day, it is over millions. Over 10 million in Nigeria. What are we saying? And where are we going? Then you are now to how do you cope insecurity in Nigeria? So the issue of security have to go back to what we are discussing. Because a child that is not being educated at primary school, secondary school, then how will you manage him? Then if he have access to rifle, then how do you control him? What is his mentality? He's just a kid. So we have to go to the nitty-gritty of these issues, and look, we have to go to the grassroots, look at it from the primary school. You beg, come. Federal Ministry of Education, come. Teachers Association of Nigeria, TUC, come. Let's see, how do we do this thing? Governors, come. Let's meet together. Bring all the executives, all these agencies together. How do we address this issue? If it is necessary for federal government to employ direct and send to primary school to state, let them do it.
I totally agree.
Yes. The federal government should employ school teachers direct, have a special scheme on that. You are done paying them the salary. But just like NYC, you have NYC is a federal government project. But they put the NYC to all the states across the federation, and everybody is feeling it. So what I'm saying is here, that look, you can employ through the Ministry of Education. You understand now? Employ primary, secondary school teacher on federal, state, federal government.
Probably with a major focus on primary.
Or primary. Same then to the state. You look at it, state government should look. See the state government, most of the state government at central level, they show that they're responsible enough to do it. The state federal government should take the responsibility. So we'll look at your budget.
Absolutely.
If we are sending 100 staff to you, this is what you are paying them, we'll take it from our monthly allocation. Because the state seems not to be responsible enough. So all we do it 60, 40 or 70, 40. The state takes 70% of the salary. We pay 30% for federal government as a joint venture to cushion the effect of the gap. So a lot of issues there. You see, look. Let me tell you, the issue here is that every day we look at this pages of newspaper with problems. It is not that we don't have solution, but the problem there is that looking at this problem and their solutions, you understand now, how do we implement this solution? We have the money, everything. Today, look at the issue of Naira and dollar. Within how many weeks? It has crashed. The same thing if we are being proactive. Believe me, honestly, we'll get it right.
Okay, we look forward to when we eventually get it right. Talking about being proactive, yesterday TCN released a report that there are supposed and plans to attack the national grids. Now, we've been talking about this downtime we've had lately. In fact, since 2017, we've had over 46 times of national grid collapse. How do we begin to...
Wait.
Okay.
For cutting you short, let me tell you. Point blank. There is still the TCN.
Yes.
I'm saying it direct. There is nothing like national grid collapse. It's a lie. They have thrown our national asset to some individual that have turned to be Boko Haram to every Nigerian. They are worse, deadlier than Boko Haram. This issue I'm telling you. So the government...
But what are the facts of this conversation?
Let me tell you.
Okay.
If I said it in one of my outing, if you have sold a suit to me and I paid you everything, then why will you come back to pay for the laundry services? We said we have privatized NEPA. It's PSCN. We have GENCOs. We have DISCOs. We have this and that. You understand now? And every year we have billions of naira of budget going into national energy sector. Then who are we sponsoring? Who are we supporting? And these people complete every Monday. We knock on every Nigerian door to collect money and bring unnecessary bill that they didn't supply the energy. They are making claims of everything. If you don't pay, they climb your pole and cut your electricity. And you cannot go anywhere to take them to court. And nobody is enforcing anything on them. So let me tell you, the problem here that look, as I'm telling you now, every day they are increasing the tariff of this electricity bill in Nigeria. So nobody's estimating them, nobody's saying anything, and nobody's talking. Let me tell you, go to Kangi, we have about 4 turbines that generate electricity. We have about 8 chambers when it was completed. We have 4 working. Out of these 4 turbines that are working, they have worked for all these years, over 35 years. The turbines are now weak. The moment we enter dry season, the water level of the dam goes down. So the turbine will not be able to work as effective as it is during rainy season when we have enough water supply. So now the turbine will not be able to generate enough energy. So the energy drop automatically. So they use all sorts of language to cover up within this period of what? Of dry season. Because if the turbines are generating during rainy season, are generating, for example, 3,000 to 4,000 watt or megawatt, now they'll be generating at 1,500 megawatt on daily basis. And they will be working at a very slow level with all the maintenance, everything. The moment rainy season starts now, you see we have stability of light. That is number one. Quote me anywhere. Let us go and check. All the budget they are making, why have they not built new dams and put new turbines there? The turbines in Kangi dams, so they go there and check. They will tell you they have not changed anything. Who are those? They just work with papers and supply papers and tell you they have done this. This is, I'm telling you the fact, and this is the truth. After selling the NEPA, those that bought the NEPA, the individual that bought it, all these organizations that bought it, what input have they made to NEPA that make the light to be stable and look, we have privatized it? We are privatized. They are only collecting money and sharing among themselves from Nigeria. They are making more life difficult to Nigeria. You understand now? We spend more money on petrol, on in buying gen and servicing gen to in various houses. We use the solar energy. What are they saying? At the end of the day, the NEPA guys, their marketing department will knock on your door. They will plead with you have to pay because this is their job. They give them target. They will force you to pay. It's just like robbing me board. Yes. You know, it's worse than Boko Haram. Because at the end of the year, go and calculate your bill. You pay over 200 to 300,000 of naira, and see, did you get the services for what you are paying? No. Okay. And who is getting this budget? And what are they doing with it?
But you know, they always say government has no business in business. So what about the situation of now it's been privatized and we're still having these challenges? What's the headway?
The problem is that, look, during the privatization, there's a clause after 10 years, they should look at it. The government have the right to take their product back. So if they are not managing effectively as expected, if we are not making any progress, it is even better in those days when we have NEPA with the government than what we are having today. What we just see is flashing of cars with young guys, you understand now, moving around, maintenance department, technical department, all this and that, and at the end of the month, they force you to pay money with outrageous bill. If you are giving me a bill of 30,000 and 20,000 naira for what? For 30 days, and you have to pay, then how many hours have you given me light for that 30 days? Let me tell you, in 30 days, you have not given me our light for what? For up to 5 days consecutively, if you calculate everything all together. What I'm saying, I have not enjoyed light of what? Up to 250 hours. And now I'm paying what? 20,000 naira per month. At the end of the year, I will pay 280,000 naira. What type of nonsense is that? What type of government is that? And now at the end of the year, you still make budget for the same electricity. And you still tell me, and they come and tell you that, look, the Genco will tell you, we have excess energy, we have supply. The distributor will say, well, look, we are not distributing because we are not being supplied, we are shortage of supply of energy. So now, who do we hold responsible? And at the end of the day, look, people are knocking on your doors. So the issue of Boko Haram have not just those carrying guns. We have a lot of Boko Haram within the system that we need to flush out.
Indeed. But now talking about how difficult is it to generate power? Look at Abia State. Look at what Abia State is doing. And now government, industries and manufacturers are already beginning to consider relocating to Abia State. So why is it so difficult? If we can't we make this a regional thing? Must we have it as a national grid?
We have the Northern Governors Forums, we have the Southern Governors Forum, Eastern Governors Forum. Let these governors come together, have a common account, where they drop some stipends there at the end of every month. Within 2 years, look at it regionally. North Central, Northwest, Northeast. You understand now? All the states, 5 states from each of these, or 6 states from each of these of the region, come together, have their own mini dam that they will generate electricity for their people and distribute within the states. To cushion what? The shortage of what? Shortage of electricity within the state. Because indirectly, look, what we are saying here is that, look, you are clamoring for resource control. Resource control, this is how it started. You must show some level of responsibility from the governors. Some level of what? Of commitment to the citizens of your state.
Absolutely.
So if you are not doing this, what are we saying? Look, I have one of this lady that works before in Michelin. She's an executive director. She worked with one of the France energy, energy company. She said, look, he said, doctor, let me tell you, do you know if a state in Nigeria want to have its own electricity grid and generate an electricity of up to like 2,000 to 3,000 megawatt, it's a simple thing, they can do it. But one thing, there must be commitment, they must be committed to it, and they must be responsible, and they must show that, look, they have the capacity to do it. Not the capacity in terms of money. No, they have the capacity in what? In managing what? Those facilities, and they are ready to do it for their people. But let me tell you, if
we see an example in Abia State.
We see in Abia State. We see this small electricity, this in grey good that they are in from Kogi State. You understand now?
Yes.
So look, in fact, let me tell you, the problem here is that, look, if you look at it, I'm sorry to say, our leaders are not yet responsible to it. And they are not ready to take correction. When you give appointment to most of our leaders to to the post of authority where they become DG ministers. What the moment they go there, what they are looking at files where they can get money. They are not looking at files where they can contribute their own quota to the national issue. That is why Mr. President is having this problem. The problem we have today is not just from Mr. President alone. It's not from the president. The moment you go to an office, go and check, go and ask. The next thing you see the DG, the minister, and brother is calling the palm say, "Come, look, I don't come to hear a story. Water, where can I get my own?" Is that how you do it? Is that what should be done? In UK, the Secretary of Education resigned because there is no enough budget for her to work. And she have designed policy, everything, to have what? To make serious impact in the education sector in UK. Because that she's not getting what she resigned. But call minister to even mini party, tea table, you look at them laughing because they know they are getting it and it's an awoof. So you see, we are too reckless with what? With our policies. We are too reckless in abundant in what? Lavishing government money, and we make useless of government policies. So we have to come back and readdress this issue and look at it critically. And let me tell you, Mr. President have to be up and doing. You must get people that are really realistic, that are committed to what? To reform and structural adjustment programs within the system to get the effective result as immediately as possible. If not, we are not getting it right.
Okay, so how would you rate his administration so far? It's going to be a year next month. Yes, it's going to make a year next month, a year in office. How would you rate his administration so far, especially in terms of the economy, power generation, and a lot of other things, security as well?
You see, let me tell you, we have had a lot of promises here and there from Mr. President, and he's saying it, and we see most of the governors sharing rice and this and this. Somebody wrote and said, look, we are tired with the palliative of rice and soap and onion. This is we are tired of it.
Even Governor Doediri says palliative is not the way forward.
That is not the way forward. I said it. So what are you doing? How are you addressing the issue of unemployment? The issue of insecurity, we have seen a lot of conferences, meeting holding here and there on security issues in the north, and Almajiris, this and that. You have institutions to address this issue. Are the institutions working to the optimal level? Are they delivering? If the answer is yes, let's look at your scorecard within this 1 year. If it is no, who can address it? We can tell you it's no. So, you see, the problem here is that we found most of our leaders that are praise singers, as sycophants. Even when you give them position, you see them praising Mr. President here and go, they say Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Mr. this and that. You understand now? Look, this is not what I want. I want to hear the job you are doing, not from you saying in the media. The people that they are touching their life as you are doing it, we come to the media to speak for you. And if they are not speaking, I know there is one statement that said, look, other people are busy blowing their trumpet. If you didn't blow it, or nobody will blow it for you. There are times you publish, you have we have what we call a supplement. You saw supplementary pages, and you pay for it, and you sponsor. This is what I've been doing. You grant interview. Even if you need to pay, you pay for it. Showcase what you have done in the last 1 year, in the last 2 years. So if you have policy, we have a lot of thousands and millions of policy before today. And you have other new policies and are not effective, are not getting results. What are we saying? Nigeria is a nation of policy without implementation, without monitoring, or without evaluation. So here, what I'm saying is that, look, categorically we should understand and know that we have a process to follow. There are people that are waiting to look at it. What are your records? And history will be there. Today we continue to talk about Buhari administration. Then what is this government have? What has he learned from the past administration? And what difference is he trying to make? So this is what we are saying. Look, if I want to be different from you, understand now, first and foremost, I will look at your weakness. I will look at your strengths. I will know from where I'm going to take it up.
Exactly.
Buhari has come for 8 years and he has gone. The first thing you look at, you have your own joker as Mr. President. Look at his weakness, look at his strength. Where are his strengths? Where do I build on that? Where is the weakness? All those weakness is already a danger for you. I'm not going to follow this path.
Yes.
This one he has achieved, I'll continue with it. Insecurity, security, you understand now. So the issue here is that, look.
But people say he's he's making his own choices by announcing, first of all, the removal of the subsidy, and says he's no longer going to keep paying for subsidy. Look at what is happening to the FX as well. So don't you think he's tolling a different path from the president, even though they say this path is tolling is a path that is putting Nigerians in pain?
Look, in every revolution, there are people that have to be sacrificed to get it right. You understand now? So this is the pain we are going through. As far as I'm concerned, good and fine. But when are we going to get the positive results? We have gone through pains for the past 1 year. We are asking, when are we going to get what? The positive result. And when are we going to get out of this pain? This is what we are asking. We see labor going to street to demonstrate. We have people writing and protesting here and there. The issue of palliative measures given to some government that they corner it. The House of Assembly, the legislators give them palliative measures. They cover it, they put in their pocket, and they palliative their pocket and their families. So now getting to their constituency. So what are we saying? So the problem here, look, we need to look at policy redirection. The policy drive, implementation, monitoring and evaluation. This scorecard should not just be a scorecard. I've done this, I've done that. So we have had enough that, look, team will come, we have done this, we have done that. You understand now?
Very well.
Look, we are tired of republishing. Come out with new structures. If you are telling me you spend 10 billion naira in refurbishing maintenance of a national hospital, and the national hospital is being built, they use 10 billion naira to build it by Abacha, then you are now spending maybe 1 trillion naira to refurbish within the next year. Why don't you use that money to build a national hospital? You see, governors, let me tell you, if we take responsibility as part of leadership in every society, we must stand tall to live to expectation. This is what we are not doing, and this is why everybody is going, are free with it. So nobody is respecting the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, except when you steal tomato, when a gentleman steals tomato in the market, you see them taking him to one customary court. From there, they jail him for 2 months or 3 months. How about the guy that stole billions of naira? What happens to him?
Yes, FCC says they're after them.
You understand now? So what we are saying here is that, look, as far as we are concerned, a leader is a leader. A leader must be proactive. A leader must have a vision. He must be a visionary leader. He must have a blueprint. He must have his do and don't. He must have his timetable. And what? He must have his team, monitoring evaluation team. As far as I'm concerned, and he should be the team leader of those teams. Nobody should come and give you fake reports.
Absolutely.
So if a leader is not doing this, look, let me tell you, you will not get it right. Because you work on paper, the result is different result, and they will bring another result for you to see. It has happened in various agencies in Nigeria. Why? Because our leaders are not patriotic. That is why every day you go to pages of newspaper, what you see is, look, are sad news, sad stories about Nigeria. If you are talking about Nigerian diaspora, they tell you, what we read, we hear in the newspaper, in the radio, it's not attractive, it's not palliative, it's not, no, we don't think of coming to Nigeria. That is not the case. If you ask us, relatively, we that are here, it's not we are doing worse than what they are doing, those in overseas there. But the problem here that, look, the issue between leader and followership is the crisis we are having. We have followership that to some extent are responsible. But let me tell you, most of our leaders are not responsible. This is the crisis we are having.
But we chose them. We appointed them.
We appointed them based on what? Based on our political institutions. So now, who do we blame? Do we blame for not choosing them? They came, they said they can do it. And we exercise what? Our franchises. And we choose them that look based on what they promise. If they are not delivering, whose fault? It's not our fault, it's their fault. We have done our own part. Let them do their bit. So now, tell me, At the end of every month, the federal government, state and local government will share 1 point something trillion or 1 or 2 point something trillion. Then now, how do you monitor these trillions? What is
being utilized?
Yeah, how are they being utilized? Let me tell you, if you look at our democracy, must not be the democracy as being practiced in other countries. For example, the legislative arm of government check the activities of the executive. The executive appoint and check the activity of the judiciary.
Absolutely.
Who check the legislators? That is why the legislators are able to go away with whatever they want.
Well, you know, there's been.
You are talking of budget padding. You are talking of whenever they are not disclosing the amount of money coming to them, they will tell you this is what we have approved for the federal for the arm of government. Judiciary are going with this and going. Why are we not talking about the legislative? So let's also have a body that will checkmate the legislators.
And that's where constitutional reforms are being called.
Will they allow it? Because if we are saying, if this is what we are saying, the legislative arms of government checkmate and balance for the activities of the executives, let's have the judiciary. That shows the Supreme Court judges should be the one, after they have done all their job, also give it to the judiciary, the 7 Supreme Court judges. Let them look at what they are doing. You understand now? Through this National Assembly Service Commission, pass it their budget, everything, and let them also strike and balance. Where they need to remove, let them remove it. There should be people that are checking these people. We are not yet there that we can stay and tell these people that, look, you are responsible enough to do this without check and balance. Look at how we started with their budget. Today their budget is about close to 1 trillion. What are we saying and what are they doing with it? They brought the issue of constitutional project. And then what are we getting from constitutional project? How much are we spending? How much have we spent since last 24 years as far as democracy with constitutional project? And what have you get out of it?
You know, some persons are also clamoring for the fact that the legislative seat should not be a seat where you come and sit for so many years. It should be timed, just like the gubernatorial presidential seats.
Yes, these are part of what reform we are talking about. Some people just go there after you get money and share to people and get the election of people or win the election and go there to sleep and get their money. It becomes a business for them. Some people, after even getting winning the election, they come to Abuja without going back to their constituency until it is natural. After you get into 4 years for the election, you see them going back with bags of rice, money, and everything to share to get another election again. What are we saying?
Who do we blame here? Is it Nigerians that are quick to forget what they go through? Or these politicians that just believe that tomorrow I can just come back and do whatever I want? The
politicians, everybody has his own take as far as we are pushing blame. Now I say, look, our leaders are not being responsible. If you look at the lifestyle of Nnamdi Azikiwe, of blessed memory, Awolowo, of blessed memory, Sardauna, you look at Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, you look at a lot of leaders we have in the first generation as far as the First Republic is concerned, even coming to the Second Republic, where you have the like of Shagari, Shehu Shagari, they live a very simple life and taught the life of people. They believe in building what? Absolutely. Institutions and people than building themselves. But these people, everybody want to have mansion, want to have a special suit in what? In Dubai.
All right, thank you.
In China, in Japan, under the sea. But they have forgotten that one day we all live. Understand now?
Yes.
And the deed that men did live after them. History will speak for every individual.
Absolutely, I quite agree with you. History will definitely speak for every individual. That's a very good place to leave it. Thank you very much, Dr. Suleiman Abdullahi,
Thank you very
Public Affairs Analyst. We really appreciate you for your time today.
Quite interesting.
All right, viewers, thank you so much for joining the show today, and I'll see you again later. I am Olamide Hassan. Bye for now.